we're going to delve a little bit deeper into looking at what an individual MFT entry looks like using the sleuth kit. Particularly within the sleuth kit, we're going to be using a command or a tool called iStat, which gives us statistics and information about an individual MFT entry. So to be able to successfully use the iStat command, you have to get an FLS listing and then further identify what specifically you want to look at. So let's back up our help file here, and we're going to look at the iStat command. Displays the statistics and details about a given metadata structure. Let's open that up and go to our man page. Now, we already, from our previous video walkthrough, have an FLS listing of this particular training file system we're working on. What we're going to do here is I want to take a look at race.move. It's a movie file. We can see that it's a file and it's 2 levels deep from our garage directory. So we have garage, then we have a subdirectory called trucks, then we have the file listed in there. We're going to take note here of the MFT entry number, which will be 45. 45 is the unique MFT entry number for this entire file system. If you're looking at a different file system, there might be very well possible a different file associated with MFT entry number 45. It's unique to this specific individual file system. So let's take an up on our keyboard and just see what we have here. We have what we see is our FLS commands from prior work. What we're going to do is we're going to back that up but leave the offset present. We can see that looking at our particular command, we see iStat, and we see a whole bunch of different options we have presented in front of us. But we're going to preserve some of our work so we don't have to type as much by typing iStat and leaving our offset, because we can see that the offset has been presented. Then we can see that we have the image or the file name, which we're going to leave as NTFS training.001, which is what we're working with. Then we're going to move our cursor all the way to the extreme right, hit a space 1 time, and then this is where you put the MFT entry number. A little word of note, much of the help documents for the sleuth kit are really ported over from the Linux world of the sleuth kit, where it really originated. The sleuth kit really started with Linux environments, and that's where a lot of the help documentation references Linux structures. So just know that we'll talk about the ext file system in future modules, but the inode is very similar to an MFT particular entry. So when you see something like an inode and you're dealing with Windows, I know you kind of have to do a little mental juggling here. The inode is your MFT entry, and that's where you're going to put that particular number. So from here, again, we're going to take a look at 45. So that's where we're going to put 45. So let's just roll back to the beginning, and we can see we have the iStat command, the offset, which is 32,768, which is what we learned from our MMLS way back when we started this, the file, and then the MFT entry number. When we have all that in place, hit enter, and we're going to see a whole ton of information. Yep, a lot of information. That's okay. Take your cursor here, scroll back up. We'll talk about what these numbers mean. But we're going to really just stay with the top first and work our way down a little bit further. We'll break this up into several videos here. So this is now the individual output and details of an individual MFT entry, specifically for the file titled race.move. It's a movie file. Okay? In future videos, we're going to break down each of these sections and kind of explain what some of these pieces mean. Stay tuned.